Well, the way things are going in Washington these days, I don't know if that's a promotion or a demotion to call me a senator. Thank you very much, Maria, for that wonderful introduction and also for all of your leadership and great work over the years at LCCR and now at the University of California. Let's give Maria a round of applause. Good evening, y'all. How's everybody doing? Good, good. And by the way, Maria, thank you for getting it right. We're those Wilson twins. I hope they're still in the room. They kind of stole my joke because, I have a twin brother, Joaquin. Some of y'all may have met my twin brother, and I always tell people that he habitually goes around introducing himself by saying that the way to tell us apart is that I'm a minute uglier than he is. So when I was in D.C., and I was in President Obama's cabinet, I used to tell people that the real way to tell us apart was that both of us lived in Washington, D.C., but he was in Congress. So I was the only Castro brother that actually worked in Washington, D.C. He didn't like that joke very much. But seriously, I want to thank Monica for the invitation to be here. I have to say, Monica, that after I heard that I was going to be after Van Jones, who all of us know is fantastic on CNN, I said, oh man, I'm going to have to go after Van Jones. Now I was saying, oh man, I got to go after Monica? Thank you for your leadership and for stepping up into this role at such a crucial moment in the organization's history and when we need it the most. Thank you, Monica, and welcome to the new role. I also want to give a tip of the hat to Eva Patterson and to Maria again, to all of the folks who have served in the past for their contribution, and to Steve and the board of directors, as well as all of the volunteer lawyers and everybody who makes LCCR a success. You all have so much to be proud of with this organization. My remarks tonight are going to be brief, but I'm very happy to be here with you. Tonight, we celebrate the 50th anniversary of LCCR's founding. They say that you're supposed to give something gold on a 50th anniversary. And I'm sorry to say, Monica, that I didn't bring any gold with me tonight. But truthfully, y'all have earned something much more valuable over the years than that. Your gifts are the smiles across the faces of the young men and women of color who over the years have walked across a graduation stage because you fought so that they could get a good education. Your gifts are the tears of joy that have rolled down the eyes of their parents as they've watched them take that degree in their hand, and the swell of pride that's been felt by their grandparents as they saw the dreams that they never could have dreamed for themselves come true for their grandchildren. Because you insisted that this country stay true to its declaration that we're all created equal. Your gift is the restful sleep of the mother whose family is safe and sound in the home that they bought, in the neighborhood that they chose, because you chose to fight for them. It is the hope of the formerly incarcerated young man who had once been written off, whose life is back on track now, because you made his second chance real. And it's the fragile peace of mind of the young dreamer who knows that you have her back and that you're there for her in these most trying moments. I came tonight to say thank you, gracias, for all of this. Dr. King, whose legacy we commemorate tonight, once said that life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Time and again, the men and women of the Lawyers Committee have answered that question with tireless, effective, and precedent-setting advocacy. 25 years ago, I came to this Bay Area for the first time to go to college. My brother Joaquin and I had grown up with our mother and our grandmother. My grandmother had come to the United States at the age of 6 or 7, along with her younger sister, to live with relatives after her parents died. She grew up in San Antonio at a time when you could still see in some storefront windows signs that read, "No Mexicans or dogs allowed." She never finished elementary school, so she ended up working her entire life as a maid, a cook, and a babysitter. And she raised my mother as a single parent. My mother was a firebrand, a hellraiser. She was an activist in the Chicano movement of the late 1960s and early 1970s. She raised Joaquin and me as a single parent too. And if you had asked either one of us when we were 16 years old if we ever thought that we would go into politics, we wouldn't have just said no, we would have said hell no. I can tell you that for myself, at that age, I didn't see the point of it. I saw a lot of politicians talking, but not a lot of people's lives around me that were getting better. But when I got to Stanford, I felt so blessed with opportunity that I wanted to help make sure that others could have that same opportunity that I did. Joaquin and I had come up in the public schools of San Antonio, in the SAISD and Edgewood school districts that those of you who know your con law will remember were at the center of the landmark 1973 case, SAISD versus Rodriguez. So I chose the legal profession because I saw the law as a great equalizer in our nation. When the politicians insisted on passing laws that played to the crowd, jurists like Thurgood Marshall and Earl Warren and countless other men and women across the country insisted on playing to the Constitution to protect us all. I'm grateful to be with you tonight because all of you, in your own way, have done that too. And by your dedication, you've also made great opportunity possible for so many folks over the years. I know that because I saw this firsthand at HUD as the Lawyers Committee fought to advance criminal justice reform, to protect vulnerable communities from exploitation, and to ensure fair housing opportunity in the Bay Area and beyond. And here's the thing. We need you now more than ever. For all of the progress that we've made as a nation since the Lawyers Committee was founded in 1968, and we know that we've made significant progress. In 2018, people of color are still more likely to get denied for a home loan or a rental unit, more likely to be brutalized by the police, more likely to attend a failing school, and to pass away for lack of good medical care. And in Washington, people of color, women, Muslims, Jews, and the LGBTQ community are under siege by an administration that peddles bigotry and lies and is determined to roll back the clock in our country, to quote, make America great again. But for who? It ain't for you and me. So I came here tonight not just to thank you, but to challenge you. For those attorneys working on the front lines, may you be lifted up by the respect and the admiration and love that you feel in this room for you. and may you redouble your efforts. For those who support LCCR's work, I hope you'll take this opportunity to do as much as you can to heed the urgency of this moment. And to each and every one of you who are part of the broader civil rights legal community, I hope tonight is also a moment to reflect on why you got into all of this in the first place. Because you know that through your talents, you can make equality more than just a word. You can make it real. Because you know that you too have been blessed with opportunity, and your work is a powerful way to pay that forward. Because you know that we do live in the greatest country in the world, but that through our efforts, we can make it even better. The Old Testament tells us that to everything there's a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. As others seek to divide our nation, it is a time to help unite it. As they seek to scapegoat the vulnerable, it is a time to defend them. As they seek to obscure the truth, it is a time to proclaim it. Through our efforts and by staying faithful to the most cherished tenets of this profession, we can better the life of our nation. Day by day, with each small act, we can do our part to set it in the right direction. And in doing that, make sure that this 21st century is an American century that we can all be proud of. Thank you very much. Thank you.